Hi. I wasn't prepared for that video to start. Let me find myself. Wait for people to get here. There we go. Nobody's here. Oh, there's one. There we go. Oh, there's a couple more. Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday night. Welcome to the Luchador Sip and Draw. Hi, Linda. And I can see your comments. Yay! Ready with your Mocha Blanca. That's so awesome. Super glad. I actually placed an order for a couple more coffees, but I'm not drinking coffee right now. So my husband gets them instead. But I hold right there. So I did get myself a mask, which you saw in my picture. So cute. It's actually really comfortable too. Like, it's very thick, but it's very cute. And someone has a chance to win. The rules for this are that you need to post a picture of your drawing. So you need to post a picture of your drawing, and you need to tag myself, Draw with Stacy, and you need to tag Luchador Coffee. So it should come up when you hit the at symbol. Just start typing Luchador, and a winner will be picked. Hello, hello. A winner will be selected, and then once the winner will win a 4-pack of coffees, and they'll also win this mask. I'm not going to put it on my face, but how cute and funny is that one? So you'll get your very own Luchador mask as well. So don't forget to post your photo. You can do it right in the group on Facebook, or you can also do it on Instagram. Just again, make sure that you're tagging. I mean, if you're posting it in the group, I'm going to see it. You don't need to tag me, but tag Luchador Coffee in your post. If you can't figure that out, then I'll do it for you. But anyway. So luchadors are kind of fun. Does everyone know what they are? There's a movie called Nacho Libre that is about them. They're really fun. They always wear these masks. They usually go over their whole head. They're very colorful. I mean, they can be floral, they can be flames. You can decorate your mask however you want. So with this drawing that we're going to do, you know, you run with it and do the decoration you want to do. I have drawn luchadors before. They're like Mexican wrestlers, basically. They usually wear like tiny little spandex and these like knee-high boots, and then they have the mask. I've done them before. I once drew a sexy luchador picture of myself and my good friend, and this was really when I hated drawing people, so it was like my way to practice. So I'm showing you that. This was us as sexy luchadors. So they're kind of fun. It's a fun way to do people without really having to do all the facial features and stuff like that. And then you'll see tonight, if you didn't already see it on Instagram, Tonight's drawing I made kind of fun too. Like it's more cartoony than people-ish. So just remember, you need to post your picture and you need to tag us. Hi, Mom. You're up late. Okay, so let me flip you around and you'll see what the drawing is. And if you haven't seen the movie Nacho Libre, I definitely recommend it. It's pretty cute. Jack Black's in it. And he's like a priest who wants to be a wrestler. It's pretty cute. Okay, let's flip you around. So here is my little wrestler. And I just liked, okay, so I was having fun with this in that I was giving him a really large head and then a small body. I like doing that sometimes, really playing with scale. I probably would have made his body even smaller, but then I got the idea to have him giving these heart hands. You could also have him holding like a coffee. If you ordered coffee from Luchador, you've seen the little bottles that they come in. They kind of look like, I don't know, almost like juice bottles or like what what chocolate milk would come in or something. But you could have him holding that. You could really have him holding anything. If you don't want to do the like angry teeth, you can do a smile. You can change up the design on the mask. You can really kind of have some fun with this. But I just liked kind of the juxtaposition of like the large head, the tiny body, the angry mouth with the little heart hands. So that's what I did. So let me get my paper ready. I have to tell you, I have a favorite paper that I've been getting at Target, and they don't have it anymore. And now I have this new paper, and I really dislike it. But I just found that I can order the paper I do like from Walmart. So I'm going to do that pronto. It's funny how you find favorites and you just hold on to them. I would say if you want a drinking word tonight, then maybe go with the word luchador or with coffee. We're not going to do any sort of trivia tonight because I figured no one's going to know luchador trivia, the answers, and I couldn't think of anything else. So we are just going to draw. So I'm going to start with kind of a rounded rectangle for the face, like I'm drawing a giant marshmallow. Yeah, Walmart always carried these are what I would always get, and I love them. And Target always had them, but they don't now. So I've got to find some more new. I'm just cleaning up the edges a little bit here, making it a little more even. There we go. And then I'm going to build the chin off of this. I find it's easier to start with the shape and then do the chin. You could keep kind of a blocky head, but I want this chin to come in on both sides. So I'm just adding some extension on both sides to give that kind of chin shape. I do still use Blick. Blick is where I order all of my pencils from. I get all my colored pencils from Blick. And if I go into the store, then I buy all kinds of other things. But I've discovered this paper, which I was getting at Target, and I actually just really like it better, and it's less expensive. It's only about, I think it's just under $5 for 75 pages, which is a pretty good deal. So I'm just going to leave the Luchador mask at that. It's not perfectly even, but I'm going to embrace the wonk, as Rosie just said. I might try to do one little line here. But I don't know that I like that either. Sometimes you just have to let it go. That's probably why they made a whole song about that. There we go. Okay. I found if you don't find that You Create Sketch, which is this one that I was using, Walmart does have it, and it actually shows me that I can pick it up even tomorrow in their store. But I don't trust just going in and seeing if they have it. So I have my head shape here. And I'm going to keep this kind of squared. You can like round, I don't know, I might round out the corners a little bit more. To do that, I would just kind of come in to the sides here. But I think I want to keep it squared. I kind of want them to have a funny head. But if you do want to round it out, that's how you would do that, is just add that curve in each corner. I'm going to do that big blocky mouth. Now you can change your mouth shape. Maybe you're going to do more of, you know, a smile. I'd call this like a teeth gritting smile. So I'm just going to do another of this curved square shape. In this space. I'm making it pretty large because it's going to have a border. And then I'll put another smaller one inside. So just repeating that same curved square shape on the inside. Now when I'm doing teeth, what I like to do is I first start with a line in the middle. I want the teeth to be the same size, top and bottom. If you want bigger top teeth, then just move where your line is. I like mine to be pretty even, so I'm going to go a line in the middle across the mouth. And then I'm going to go in the middle down, just eyeballing my middle. And then I'm going to divide it into, I'm going to do thirds on each side. So I'm going to do 2 lines on this side and then 2 lines on this side. That gives us like pretty even teeth. And so I always start with this, and then what I do is I round out the corners. So I just will come through and I'll make each of the teeth rounded out. Now I do usually have the top teeth kind of coming over the bottom teeth some. So you round all of these out. Round. And you can do this step in pen. It doesn't need to be done in your pencil. But I'm doing it now just to show you. You could even put like a gap in the teeth. That would look funny. You could color one of these in black and have a tooth knocked out. That would also add some humor to it. And that one kind of goes back into the side of the gum, so I'm not going to see too much of that. But that's how I do my teeth. And then what I'll do with my pen is these spaces that are in between, I'll color these in black. Like this little space will end in black. And then, you know, the teeth will just kind of be rounded. And then this space will be black. But like I said, you could color like wider and give some gap between maybe your front teeth. The nose will be right up on top, and we're just going to draw a curved triangle that's centered like above your teeth. And then I'm just going to kind of angle down, curve it down, almost like I'm doing another triangle on this side. I'm going to put a line going across, slightly curved, and then a line down the middle, because typically, you know, they would have this mask. Sometimes their nose shows through the mask, but for this, we're going to have the mask is kind of covering the nose. You could have just the bottom part of the nose showing and maybe do some nostrils over here off to the sides if you wanted. All some options. Now for the eyes, I'm going to do a line coming up almost to the upper corner, and then one going this way. I want those to match a little bit better. There we go. Just trying to match the angle of those two lines. And then I'm going to curve down and then come up and connect. Now you could do the eyes a different shape too. If you find this shape looks too mean, you could do something different. I'm going to start from up here. And you want the eye shapes to match pretty well. So kind of look at like where it's ending. Like this one's a little bit longer than this one, so I'm going to just extend this a bit. Kind of look at the space that you have on the side of the head, and you want that to be pretty close. You know, it doesn't have to be exact, but you really are drawing something that typically would be very mirrored. If you had a kid who was like into superhero stuff, you could even do the mask where it kind of looks a little bit more like Batman or one of the superheroes. And then inside, I'm going to repeat that same shape, just like I did with the mouth. I'm going to put a border. Just repeating that shape. Just like that. And I mean, even mine don't match perfectly. This is a little bit more narrow. This is a little bit more wide, but it's close enough to not get hung up on it. Now I'm going to keep the eyes really simple and just very cartoon style, and I'm going to do big circles inside the eye, making them about the same size. That works good. And then I'm going to do 2 circles of light. One bigger one in each corner, and then a smaller one below. Now, as far as decorating the mask, you can do anything you wanted. You could make yours really cutesy and do more of like heart shapes. You can do floral patterns like you would on a sugar skull or something. I'm doing kind of lightning bolt-ish shapes. And then I'll put some lightning bolts in here. So for a lightning bolt, I'm just going to do a zigzag. And then it would come in just above this line, come over, up, over, up. Now we'll try and repeat that on the other side. That's always the trickier part. So that ladder, in, down, in, down, in. And then you're just coming back, coming up, back in, up, back in. That's pretty close. And then I'm just going to do some pointed shapes here on the side. And then maybe one down here on the chin, kind of a little triangle. And I'm going to call that good for my mask. That gives me a lot of different spaces that I can color in different colors, which is really what I'm going for. So next up, we're going to move on to that body. Now you don't have to, like I said, you don't have to do that like heart shape. You could go with something else. We'll see if I can pull it off again. Sometimes I draw things and it like works out really great when I pre-draw, and then I go to draw it for you guys and it's like, nope, that didn't work out so well. So I'm just going to start on both sides of the chin about an even distance. So like this is going to be where my body line is going to start. And I'm going to start out and curve it in. Same over here, out. Curve it in. Did I get that a good distance? Let's see. Now, I need room for the hands, but what I like to do first is put the heart in. So this is going to kind of drop down to the thumb. So imagine I want the tip of my heart right there. So I'm just going to curve around, put this heart. I think we did this once before in one of the weekday drawings. If you draw with me in the weekday drawings, we've done something like this before. So now what happens here is this curves down and becomes the thumb is right here. And you might have to change the line of your arm to make it make sense. And then this is the finger, the top finger, which is actually going to come into the heart a little bit. So I'm just going to do a little curve and bring this around. I'm making it way too big. About to there. So there's one thumb and finger. Let's do the other. So this is going to come up. Again, you want these about the same size. It's going into that arm. And then you have the finger on this side. We can cut this a little bit short so they fit. So this is going to curve around. And then when you go to outline this, you're not going to outline the heart. You're going to actually just outline the fingers and let it form the heart. So hopefully you see what I'm doing there, because really what's going to end up happening is like this point is going to erase and the fingers themselves will create kind of a new point for the top of the heart. Putting that heart there just gives you like a guide to work with for the fingers. But I want more than just top finger here. I want to show some of the fingers in the back. So I'm going to do one and then just two. Coming in, this is like, this dude has long thumbs. But that's okay. I'm going to leave it. So I'm going to bring this in, and then I'm going to do a big curve right here because I want him to look like he has muscles. And then I'm going to do a big curve right here. So this is his bicep, and this is his tricep. And there's his big old long thumbs. So same over here. It's going to do a big curve towards the elbow. And then you're going to do a big curve for that bicep. And then for the first time ever in Draw with Stacy, I believe, we're going to give nipples. So I want 2 little nipples on his chest. Now you could accentuate his chest too and kind of give like pectoral muscles, but you know, that gets a little obscene. So I'm going to leave it just like that. Now coming off of the under the arms, I want to give a really narrowing waist. So I'm just doing 2 lines that angle in. I'm going to do a line going across right here for where his little wrestling Speedos begin. And then I'm going to put a triangle right in here. This guy's going to have some short legs. Really short legs. How many people ran out of room on their paper? So since I have very little space to work with here, I'm going to do these like bulging inner thighs, super bulging outer thigh on each side. This line is going to come straight down to the end of my paper on both sides. And then I'll bring it across. So it comes outside of the thigh a bit, round it over, and then angle it up. Which this is actually pretty funny, giving him just these little short stubby legs. So this is his boot, bringing it around. And then angling up. And then you're going to do a line that kind of goes straight across for the boot, the top of the boot. So he's got these big thighs that just cram down into these little booted feet. And then for the boot, I'm going to just do little lines right here for like laces of the boot. And then I'm also going to give him a belly button inside. Oh, I forgot to finish his hand over here, guys. Whoops. No one even caught that. I need to put a finger right here and a finger right here. And then curve around. There we go. Got it. And that happens. I mean, I really over-exaggerated his head even more so than I did earlier. So it made me run out of room down there, but I still made it work. I still fit him in. And now he even looks more humorous because he has these teeny tiny little muscular legs, like almost no knees. He's just thighs to boot. And now I'm just going to outline all the lines I want to keep. Totally scary. Yeah, these big chompers and the big bug eyes are a little bit creepy. But I do like, again, just the variety of, you know, it's a little bit creepy, but at the same time, like he's giving off a heart. Ooh, I am all over the place with that line tonight. finish my teeth. Speaking of, I don't know, spooky, creepy, scary, whatnot, the entire month of October is devoted completely to fall and Halloween. So every drawing in October, including those that occur on Patreon, if you sign up for my Patreon, which details will come next week for that, they will all be fall Halloween related drawings. So if you've been wanting to do, you know, pumpkins and Frankenstein, we're definitely going to do a Frankenstein. We're definitely going to do something from Nightmare Before Christmas, either Jack and Sally or something else. We might even do more than one thing. I just have to see how it goes. One of the bonus drawings on Patreon might be another Nightmare Before Christmas drawing. So you can see now as I'm coloring these teeth in, you can kind of play around with how much of a gap you have between the teeth just by how much you color. And like I said, if you wanted to, you could even black out a tooth and give like a missing tooth, which would look kind of funny. I know when I asked for recommendations, or not well, yeah, I guess recommendations, when I asked what people were looking to draw, there was a lot of fall and Halloween requests. And since October and Halloween are my favorite, we are going to do lots of them. I'm going to turn my paper to outline this one. Did anyone else besides Rosie run out of room for the legs, or did you guys all plan your drawing really well? Rosie's the only one commenting tonight. Everyone else is so quiet. This dude has long thumbs. But, I mean, he's got tiny short legs, so it's not like anything else is to scale. That's the fun thing with cartoon, is, you know, if you mess up the scale, it doesn't matter, right? Because you, nothing is in scale here. The head is bigger than the body. The body is bigger than the legs. In fact, the thumbs are probably longer than the legs. Oh, it's your first time. You couldn't match your lightning bolts, ran out of space for your leg, and it's your first time. Well, welcome, Karen. Thanks for joining us. You could also give him abs if you wanted to give him like a little six-pack in there. I hope you're having fun, even though you're concentrating. of give a little sole to my boot. And since this is really kind of a bonus sip and draw, oops, sorry. We draw again next Saturday. Next Saturday is the first Saturday of the month, so we draw. Oh, no, there's my eraser. So that means you get 3 sip and draws in a row. I outline with microns. I swear by micron. So the micron 08 is my outline pen. It is actually, these can be confusing because it's micron 08, but it is 0.50 millimeters. I know you probably can't read that. So you don't want 0.8 millimeters or 0.80. You just want it to be micron 08. That's my favorite for outline. And then if I'm doing anything a little bit finer, I sometimes will get the micron 03, which is 0.35 millimeters, or the 2, which is 0.3. And I buy these in sets. Sometimes I'll buy all 8s if I just need 8s. Or sometimes you can get a size set and it'll have like an 8, a 5, a 3, a 2. Micron is definitely my favorite. It works really well with watercolor too. It doesn't bleed. It doesn't bleed horribly through paper. Some black pens will just always soak through your paper. It dries really quickly, so I can draw and then almost immediately erase without having it smudge all over the paper. It's a really popular pen for illustrators, drawers. They used to carry them in Target. I never see them anymore. But my Target is kind of like not carrying anything anymore. Do any of my West Sac folks noticing that? How absolutely understocked our Target always is now. I mean, it was bad before quarantine and now it's like even worse. So I'm going to use this same 08 and color in the eye, leaving just the circle of lights inside the eye white. You could do your eye a color also if you wanted. These pens also last a long time. If you color in big spaces with them a lot, they will start to kind of fray, but sometimes you can actually pick the frayed part off and you'll still have that nice drawing point. But what I usually do is if it starts to fray too much, then it just becomes one for coloring in versus using it for drawings. So there's my guy all colored in, or colored in with the black so far. Now I got to figure out what colors I'm doing. Oh, yours didn't last that long? Yeah, mine typically last. I mean, the only thing is though, is that I buy sets of like 8 at a time. So I'm probably not always grabbing the same one every single time. So maybe to me it feels like they last long because like I bought a set of 8 pretty early on when I knew I would be drawing so much, and I'm still using those. But also, how hard you push with your pen can really change the life of your pen. If you tend to grip hard and push harder, they'll run out quicker. I'm going to go with kind of a blue and orange theme here. I always try other pens. You know, I'll see something else. Another brand I was trying for a while is this Faber-Castell, but I just don't like them as much. Those did not last as long for me, and they started to fray or just flatten out really quickly. So I really lost my sharp point. Whew, it is very hot in my drawing room tonight. Oh, are you talking about the Faber-Castell ones? I don't know how you say that name, but oh my gosh, I would get so irritated because those things did not dry very quickly. And I'd always erase and it would smudge and it would just drive me crazy. But they do make some thicker tips, and so sometimes if I'm coloring a big, huge space in black and I want to use the pen, I'll use those. I just have to give it time to dry. I really, really hate when you erase and it smudges the pen. Like it's like one of those things that infuriates me. You know, you have those like little things that are just like short fuse. You got a 3-pack and you're down to 1. On your Micron, Mom? Oh, there goes my pencil. That's surprising, because those really do last quite a bit. For me, anyway. But my pencils, for gosh sakes, been breaking like crazy. Oh, yeah, Faber-Castell. I don't love those at all. I like them for certain things, but I like Micron a lot better. The one thing with making this mask so big is it definitely is going to take some time to do all the coloring. I figured. And I will upload the outline version, so you will have a Luchador coloring page. The problem with this paper I'm using is it's too wide for my scanner. Even though it says it's the same size as the other paper, it's too wide. So I have to cut it down in order to scan it, which is really annoying. Let's see, I think I'm gonna make his little Speedo undies this color too. Oh, and I need to do the part around his mouth. And I still have been seeing you guys, you know, who draw a little bit later, who might not draw live with us, and you guys are uploading your drawings. I saw a couple from Friday, the voting. We had the cute Monsters Inc. So keep doing that. Again, I always love to see your artwork. And don't forget with this one, if you upload it, you can be entered to win some coffee. They do ship their coffee, so if you're not here locally for the delivery, you can also have it shipped. Usually when I'm coloring like this, I try and get, you know, all the spaces that I'm going to use this color on done first before I start switching colors around. And the color pencil I'm using is, yeah, at least I'm not getting any connection warnings, so you're having some connectivity issue on your side. Usually if I'm seeing a lot of those connection warnings, I'll let you know, and I haven't seen any tonight. You know what? I just got a connection warning. Right when I said that, all it took was for me to say it, and then my phone is like, nope, sorry. They were both quick, but I did get them. I'm going to do this one. I was going to ask, has anyone seen Nacho Libre? I brought up that movie where Jack Black wants to be the luchador. It's his dream. It's pretty cute. Pretty cute movie about kind of following your dream. One of your favorite movies. Nice. It's a very sweet movie. Like, I feel like it's one of those movies that, you know, I know Jack Black probably isn't everyone's cup of tea, so some might avoid it because of that, but it's really a sweet movie. Very cute, very well done. He's very funny. I don't think he's his typical self. I really like him. But it's a great movie. So check it out if you haven't seen it. Okay, so now I am using Prismacolor. And I'm using the Premiere series. So they are very, very heavily pigmented. And that's why you're not seeing all of that white in the background. But I don't know that you can tell, but see all the pigment? Like, see all those little speckles? May not be your cup of coffee. That's why I'm constantly blowing on the page, because these pencils really deposit a lot of color, pigment, and if I swipe, it will smear it because it's literally just part of the pencil on the page. They're a little bit pricier because, again, they color so solidly. But I also use just this Blick Studio brand that I buy from Blick. And I really like theirs too. You will get white. You'll get some of that white deposit. It's not deposit, but you know, the color doesn't deposit completely on the page. So you'll get a lot of white. But if you get yourself a colorless blender, you can fix that. In fact, if you're getting a lot of white in the background in general, with even the pencils you have, there's this thing called a colorless blender, and it's just a clear, almost whitish tip. And if you go over what you've colored, it will spread it around. I don't need to do it tonight because these are so heavily pigmented. But I do it a lot, especially when I'm coloring in black, because I don't want to see that white. I'm also coloring tonight directly on the board. I don't have any padding behind me. I have the thickness of the paper, and that's it. And that can make a huge difference. If I was coloring with the paper in the pad, it doesn't deposit as much. Also, that's another trick, is coloring on a hard surface. But these Prismacolor Premieres, it's a fine line between being a colored pencil and being like a, oh gosh, what the heck do you call those things? Someone help me out here who knows what I'm talking about. Not wax, pastels, color pastels. They almost work like color pastels, is what they feel like. They just don't, it doesn't smear quite as badly as a color pastel. But I still try to avoid rubbing my hands along it, which is why I'm constantly rotating my paper, so my hand isn't dragging along where I've already colored. Target carries a Prismacolor pack. They work great too. They're not the premier line, so they don't deposit quite as much, but they do work well. But then again, if you want a little bit of a cost savings, check out Blick. There's actually there's a topic on the page called Welcome. And in that topic, if you open the one that says Welcome, there is a favorite supplies list, and it gives you links to all the things that I like to use. Yeah, Amazon has great prices too. Sometimes I like to support the little guy. Sometimes I can find him cheaper on Blick, and then I just feel like I'm supporting someone beyond Amazon. But I mean, I order a lot from Amazon, don't get me wrong. I'm by no means over here boycotting it. I sometimes would like to, just because of how much money that guy's worth, but can't win them all, I suppose. Whew. I am hot in here tonight. It's this bright light that I draw under. How's everybody doing? What colors are you doing your luchador in tonight? And you could do more than two. I just picked two. I was just being simple. But you could do more. All right, now I'm going to pick out a skin tone. Oh, green and yellow. That's a good one. I'm going to go with this one. Okay, so I am now coloring lighter. I'm not pushing as hard. When I was doing the mask, I was, and now you can see that they will leave some white if you aren't, and I will use the blender on this just to blend that out some, but I didn't want to color too darkly. In here I want like a brown skin tone, but not to where you couldn't see the eyes. So that is pre-colorless blender. Let me clean my colorless blender. The color I'm using is called Light Umber. Light umber. It's like a light brown. And then see, when I go in with this colorless blender, it gets rid of that white that shows through and actually makes it more of a true color. So there, you can see the difference. This is unblended, this is blended. And so this is going to look blend like this as soon as I run this pencil over it. And again, you know, it takes 2 steps, but I think sometimes you have to do it to get the color you want to achieve. There isn't always, you know, a pencil exactly the color you want, or you just have to do it in order to get rid of that white that shows through. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to kind of have my nose showing through. I might add some nostrils in there actually. And then I'll use it down here in the body. And the good thing about the colorless blender is I don't really have to worry about like what direction I'm coloring. I can switch directions. I want to keep a pretty steady pressure. Because of course, if you change your pressure, it's going to darken. The other thing I like that the colorless blender can do is, you know, when I draw for you guys, I'm pushing really hard with the pencil just so you can see my lines. But then what ends up happening is when I erase my pencil, I end up with those indentation marks. And a colorless blender, you can kind of blend some color into those marks, those indentations. So I'll do it in the body. And it's fun and makes you feel like a cool artist, right? Doesn't it just feel fancy when you're like, oh yes, I use a colorless blender? It is. It's like there's something kind of fancy about it. I think especially when you're doing something, you know, where you are kind of blending 2 shades, or you're doing something a little ombre-ish, and then you're kind of blending those 2 colors in together. But you know what you could do here? I'll show you. Let's blend him, and then I'm going to do something else. I'm going to kick it up a notch and see what happens. I'm not promising anything, ladies and gents. It could totally backfire on me, but I did color his body a little bit lighter than the eye area, but that's okay. We'll just say that the eye area is darker because it's shadowed, right? Shadowed under the mask. Night. Ooh, night, Mom. Sleep well. Oh, you also get the drawing. So whoever does win, you get the 4-pack, you get the mask, and you get the drawing. I like to find some way each week to give away the art. Oh, I gotta blend in the nose. I got a little color right there. Just erase that out. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do here, I'm going to get this pencil a little bit sharpened. Oh, what is this sharpener doing tonight? There we go. And I'm going to do some, now I'm going to do pectoral muscles. And I'm going to do abs. So I'm just taking the same color. Putting those lines in, pushing darker. And then I'm going to take the blender again and just smudge those a little bit so they're not so harsh, but they're still there. And then my guy's got a little six-pack, a little ripped. But it's not like, you know, sometimes with the pen, if I had done the pecs, it would have given him like boobs, and I didn't really want him to look like he had boobs. But that way, I kind of gave him muscles without making him look NC-17. I kind of like it. Little muscle man. And then lastly, I'm just going to do little nostrils over to the side here. Just so you know, that's his nose. And I think that's it. You could do, you know, you could give him a little eyebrow if you wanted. Just a little curve. Kind of makes him look a little nicer. I'm really digging his muscles, guys. I'm glad I did that. It was a good call. And then I'm just going to, as always, you should always initial your art. I also like to put the month and the year. I'm going to leave this one just like this. I'm not going to write the I love Luchador coffee. I did that on this one that we can color in. I'm going to leave this one just like this, so that way whoever wins it, you know, if you want to write something on it or you want to leave it plain, it's just like that for you. So let me flip you guys around. Say my goodbyes, turn off this crazy bright light. All right, so thank you very much for drawing with me tonight. It was another fun night. I'm glad you guys got a little bonus, especially since I was out of commission on Tuesday. Next week, the drawing, our first drawing is Wednesday. We draw Wednesday and Friday, and then again on Saturday. I don't know what Saturday's drawing will be. I don't know what Wednesdays and Fridays will be for that matter, but Fridays kicks off October. So Fridays is definitely going to be, like I said, fall or kind of Halloween themed. And then same with next Saturday. Next week on Monday and Tuesday, start looking for messages from me with regards to Patreon. So for those that don't know, I'm going to start a Patreon that you can subscribe to. There are 3 different levels. There's a $5 a month. I think I did 5, 10, and 20. I could be wrong. I think. But it basically gets you access to more drawings. So right now I'm just drawing Wednesday and Friday, and then I draw the first and third Saturday of each month. When you join the Patreon, even at just the $5 level, you're going to get 4 extra drawings a month, sometimes 5 if there's 5 Mondays in the month. So at $5 a month commitment, you will get drawing with me live every Monday. And then, you know, there's a level where you get an extra Saturday drawing in there. There's all kinds of like little perks. So pay attention for that. Thanks to the newbies who joined tonight. I appreciate it. I hope you had fun. I hope you'll be back. And I'll see you guys next week. Have a good rest of your weekend. Enjoy your Saturday night and enjoy your Sunday. Happy drawing, guys. Love you. Bye-bye.